what's going on, guys? In this video we are going to look at existence of a unique solution in a linear first order differential equation. Here we are going to determine the intervals for which a linear first order differential equation would have unique solution, and also we are going to determine the interval for which a linear first order differential equation would have a unique solution containing an initial value. So here it says existence of a unique solution for a linear first order differential equation. So this is the standard form of the linear first order differential equation. We have to have dy by dx, or you can have y prime, both are same, plus we have to have a function of x multiply y that is equal to another function of x. Okay, and this is the initial value usually be given. Okay, now here it says if p of x and f of x are continuous on an open interval a, like between a and b, then there exists a unique solution for every x on the interval. If the interval contains x0, then there exists a unique solution on the interval that satisfies the initial value problem. This does not tell us what the solution is or how to find it. Y naught has no effect on the interval. This interval containing x0 is called the interval of validity. Now let's look at this problem. Here it asks us to find the intervals for which the differential equation has unique solutions, then state the interval containing the initial condition. Now in order to find this one, we have to know where this p of x and f of x is continuous. If you look at the standard form, the p of x is the value that's multiplying y, and f of x the value is the after equation. But first we have to make sure is this in standard form, because in standard form of the linear first order differential equation, we have to have dy by dx without any coefficient in front of this one. Okay, here we have x right here, so we have to get rid of this x. In order to get rid of this x, we have to divide everything by x. So this is going to be this divided by x, and if we divide everything by x, our equation is going to be dy by dx, and then we will have 3 over x times y, that's equal to 4x. Okay, now this is the standard form of the first order linear differential equation. Now we have to see where this p of x, this is our p of x. Let me use a different color. This is our p of x, and this is our f of x. So we have to see where it's continuous. Now p of x is equal to 3 over x, and we know that x cannot be equal to 0. X cannot be equal to 0, otherwise it's continuous. It means it continues from negative infinity to 0, open interval, because 0 is not included, and 0 to positive infinity. Okay, and f of x is 4x, so there's no division of 0 or anything else, so this is continuous from negative infinity to positive infinity. Here they are asking intervals the differential equation would have unique solution, that is this interval negative infinity to 0, and then 0 to positive infinity. Now interval containing the initial condition. Initial condition is y of 1 is equal to 2, and we have to look at the 1. Where is the 1 will be included? 0 to infinity is the 1 included, right? So that's the interval containing the initial condition, 0 to infinity. So this is the answer for this problem. Now let's look at another problem. Find the intervals for which differential equation has unique solution, then state the interval containing the initial condition. Same problem, different multiplication. So we just have to divide, like if you look at the standard form, we don't have any coefficient, so we have to get this one in that form, because first we have to bring this one into standard form, then we have to find out the interval where this p of x and f of x is continuous. Now to bring this one into standard form, we have to divide this everything by x minus 3. X minus 3 here, x minus 3 here, and also this one divided by x minus 3. Now if we divide this one by x minus 3, we are going to end up with dy by dx. This x minus 3 cancels each other, and here we will have plus ln of x divided by x minus 3 multiplied by y, that's equal to 2x divided by x minus 3. Now from this one we know that this is our p of x and this is our f of x. Okay, now let's grab this p of x alone. P of x is equal to ln of x minus 3. Now from the denominator, we know that x cannot be equal to 3, and numerator we have ln of x. The domain of ln of x is greater than 0. Okay, it cannot be less than or negative number, equal to 0, less than 0, or any negative number. So it means you start from 0. So the interval where this p of x is continuous is going to be 0 to 3 in the open interval, because 3 is not included and 0 also not included, and then 3 to infinity. Okay, and let's look at the f of x. F of x is 2x divided by x minus 3, 2x divided by x minus 3, and here we know that f of x cannot be, x cannot be 3. That's the condition here, because in the denominator we have x minus 3, so x cannot be equal to 3. If we have 3, this is going to be 0, so it cannot be equal to 3. So it's continuous from negative infinity to 3, and then 3 to positive infinity. Here they are asking interval the differential equation would have the unique solution. That's going to be this interval, 0 to 3 and 3 to infinity. 0 to 3, 3 to infinity. And then interval containing the initial condition. Initial condition is y of 1 is equal to 2. Where is this 1 coming? 1 is between 0 to 3. So 0 to 3 is the answer for this one. And that's it for this problem. Now let's look at this problem. Here it's asking find the intervals for which the differential equation has unique solution. Same question. And this is already in standard form because we don't have any multiplication in front of this dy by dx. So this is already in standard form, and we know that this is our p of x. P of x is the value that's multiplied by, and this is our f of x. Now let's grab this p of x. P of x is tan x, where this tan x is continuous. If you look at this diagram for tan x is usually x over y, right? Tan x is actually y over x. Tan x is y over x. Here y over x, and this one, okay, let me make sure it's y over x. Here y cannot be 0. Tan x is for x. Let me grab an example. If I take theta opposite over adjacent, opposite is y over x. That's correct. And it's usually discontinuous in here. So whenever we have y is x is 0 is this one, right? Because denominator we have x is 0 is the straight vertical line, and also this is 5 by 2, and also we have x is 0 right here. This is 3 5 by 2. So it's discontinuous in this kind of situation. So we can write this one as there are multiple things is gonna come. Like you can write negative 5 by 2 to 5 by 2, and you can write 5 by 2 to 3 5 by 2, and you can write 3 5 by 2 to 5 by 2. So it just goes on and on and on and on, right? This is endless. So this is p of x is discontinuous when we have this 5 by 2 situation, 3 5 by 2, 5 by 2, because at that time x is equal to 0. So x cannot be equal to 0 because we have x in the denominator. Okay, so this is this is where this p of x is continuous. And let's look at f of x. F of x is, here we have sin x. Sin x is f of x. So it's continuous from negative infinity. It's continuous everywhere. X can be any number. Negative infinity to infinity. So intervals the differential equation would have unique solution is wherever the p of x is continuous. So that's we can just state this one as the intervals where p of x is continuous. The intervals where p of x is continuous and intervals containing the initial condition. Initial condition is y phi is equal to 0. Phi is between 5 by 2, 3 5 by 2. You can take anything. 5 by 2 to 3 5 by 2. That's gonna be one of the solutions. So we can say interval containing the initial condition is 5 by 2 to 3 5 by 2 because phi is in between that, right? And that's how we do that. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and if you are trying to learn differential equation, there are a bunch of videos in my playlist. I hope you guys watch that too, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.